I am that I am. Master Anna, have magical service? Here to do some magic with you today, if you will allow it. Merry Christmas, dear friends. Or Hanukkah, or whatever holiday you celebrate. May it be magical. Christmas is the one that my human John is used to. We have celebrated many others in different lifetimes. Oh, what a year it has been. But before we get into that, we have some very special guests here today. The dear one you knew 2,000 years ago as Yeshua. Yeshua ben Joseph. His name was changed a few hundred years later by some translator to Jesus. Jesus of Nazareth. But you knew him. Most of you were there 2,000 years ago. If not right there in Palestine, then around the world in that time to anchor the energies that he was bringing in. Many of you did know him personally as Yeshua ben Joseph. Many of you knew his mother in that lifetime, Mother Mary. And she is right here with us. They both have Indeed, they both have big smiles on their faces. Because you see, you did it. Yeshua came in 2,000 years ago to plant a seed. A seed of consciousness. A seed of awakening. Of completion. None of you understood that it would be 2,000 years before that seed would blossom. But here it is. This year. Back in March. This event has been called Heaven's Cross. The apocalypse. The second coming of the Christ. It happened this year, 2023. In numerology, that's a 7. 7 is often associated with the divine. Now, of course, it depends on what system you look at and what interpretations are made by that system. But for us, for John, and for I, the number 7 has always been associated with divinity. And this year, you brought divinity to earth. And now, you are bringing it into your own life. You look around, everything seems pretty crazy right now. You ask, did anything happen? Why is the world so crazy? Well, you knew that when divinity finally came in, it would bring the apocalypse, the great revealing. But along with that revealing, you could say the great chaos. Because, well, everything is changing. The very structure of what you call reality is changing. Even in your sciences, it's changing. They're discovering things that don't make any sense, given what they've known before. And yet, they're real. In your own life. Oh, some of you are feeling lots and lots of energy. Others of you are feeling exhausted. You wonder what's wrong. Your body feels like it's falling apart. It's the apocalypse. You always knew it would be challenging. You always knew you had to go through it. When the time came, well, that time is now. It doesn't mean the end of the world, but it does mean the end of the world as you have known it. And it also means the end of you as you have known you. So yes, it's rough. So much is changing right now. To those of you who feel so much new energy and aren't really feeling the roughness, I say, good on you. But don't judge the ones who are feeling the roughness. Everyone has their own path through this. Some of them are, they're handling aspects of this transformation that maybe aren't yours to handle. And it's difficult. For so many of you, it's very difficult. But that's okay. That's how it's supposed to be. We ask you to take a breath. Often stop, take a deep breath. Step back from the difficulties. Step back from the problems you see. Step back, take a breath. And allow those problems to resolve themselves. Whether you see them out in the world around you, or whether you see them here within your own life, allow them to take care of themselves. and they will. Oh, the human freaks out. The human feels things going on in its body and it goes, what's wrong? What do I need to do? What if I die? Well, you are dying. Can you let it happen? It doesn't mean you're leaving the planet right now. It doesn't mean that your body is going to rot away in the ground or anything like that. You asked for your light body. In order for it to come in, your physical body has to make space for it. It has to allow it in. And that changes the very nature of your body. And that can be a painful process, especially the more you resist it, the more you worry about it, the more you try to fix it. That doesn't mean don't take pain medicine if it hurts really bad, or some vitamin C if you feel drawn to it, or whatever. But take it because it feels good, not because it's likely to fix what you perceive as wrong. Oh, what a year. What an incredible year. Yeshua is jumping up and down for joy right now. He's saying, you did it. You fulfilled my mission on earth. We didn't, any of us, know it would take 2,000 years. But it did. And here we are. My mission is fulfilled, Yeshua says. He's so happy. He's so thrilled. He's watching you. He's almost envious. Wow, what a time to live through as a human. He almost wishes he was here as a human. But not quite. He's so proud of you. Each one of you. Oh, yes, indeed. He planted the seed and you nurtured it. You started the churches. Well, part of you goes, that was quite a disaster. No, it wasn't. It got corrupted like everything on earth eventually gets corrupted. Because that's the nature of humanity, of earth, of this whole mass consciousness experiment. But in that corruption even, that seed grew. And it got spread around the world. And now it has blossomed in you. You brought divinity to earth. You brought divinity here into your own heart. into your own body. And oh, the light of that divinity is so bright. It's shining out across the world. There isn't anything you have to do for that to happen. The very nature of your existence, the very fact that you are here, means that light is shining out. Now, what I ask you to do is to allow yourself to feel that light. It's wonderful that it's shining out across the world. It's illuminating the path for so many. They're not aware of it for the most part. It may not change their life in the short term, but in the long term, it changes everything. It's planting seeds in them, seeds of awareness that indeed will sprout and eventually blossom and bring them into their own realization. That's why you are here right now. Simply so that that light can shine out. You don't have to do anything to make it shine. It is, because it's who you are. It is your divinity, and you've brought it here. But what I would ask of you now is to allow it to shine on you. You've been hiding from it. It's so bright. You could say it hurts your eyes. It's not really your eyes that hurt. It's your mind. It's your emotions. And a part of you is like waking up in the morning and you try to block out the light for a little bit longer. I ask you, on this Christmas day, in this Christmas season, to give yourself the gift of opening up to that light. You've been wondering what you need to do to let it shine. Nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing you need to do is let it shine on you. Let it shine into your life. Let it illuminate all of these challenges and all of this chaos and all of the problems you see in your life. Simply let it illuminate them. Let down your protection. Let down your guard. Let down your, please put down your swords. You see that sword? That battle you're so committed to. It's the biggest thing that blocks the light, your own light, out from your life. Put it down. You think you need it. You think you need to do battle with all of these problems. You see the problems in your body. Some of you don't have enough money. Some of you think you can't feel your own soul. So you grab your sword and you go and do battle with those issues. Like somehow, if you fight hard enough, if you can manage to do the right things or think the right thoughts or say the right words or somehow focus your attention in the right way, somehow you'll be able to feel your soul. Or somehow manifest more money or better health. It doesn't work that way. What your body needs, what your finances need, what you need is your own light. And that light, it can't shine on you while you're battling against it. And that's all you're doing. There isn't anything else to battle. It's just your light. So put down the sword. Take a deep breath. Stand still. Or sit still. Or lie still in your bed. Whatever. Be still. Give your mind a good book to read or whatever. Stop the battle. Stop trying to get it right. Because that just holds your own light out away from you. Let yourself be exactly how you are. You see, that's love. Love 2.0, as it was called recently by Derrida. The willingness to let you be you. To accept you just the way you are. That's self-love. It is not in trying to make yourself better. We'll go so far as to say that that is a form of self-hate. And it blocks out your own light. Stop it. Stop trying to make yourself better. Give yourself, this Christmas day, give yourself the gift of love, of acceptance, of compassion for who you are right now, just the way you are. That is love. That is light. Let that light shine on you. As you do, you will begin to discover that it is the light of your own soul. It is the vision of your own soul. It loves you so much just the way you are. Even with your battles, your soul loves you so much. So very much just the way you are. Well, if you are good enough for your soul, could you maybe be good enough for you? That's the key, dear friend. That's the key to everything. Can you be good enough for you? Just the way you are. Mine goes, yeah, but what if I end up homeless on the street tomorrow or the next day? What if my body dies? Well, what if you do? Homeless on the street. Yeshua lived homeless on the street for many years, or at least a few years, and he was just fine. John was, in a sense, homeless on the street for many years. He had a little camper, and he loved it. He loved living that way. I loved it with him. Doesn't mean that's what you need to do. But when you relax, when you put down that sword and stop trying to fix the problems, that's when the solutions that you never saw coming can show up. There's so many potentials, so many ways that things can work out for you. But they can't get to you while you're battling for the very few possible solutions that you can see. Because the real solutions, as John often says, they come out of the clear blue sky. In his life, they've always been things he never, ever imagined. Like finding himself happily married in Slovenia. Clear around the world from where he grew up in America. He never, ever, in his wildest dreams, imagined that would happen. Especially after he found his own love and decided he would probably never have a serious relationship again. And then suddenly she was there. And it's so beautiful. But it's beautiful because they have themselves. They have their own true love that doesn't depend on the other. When you have that, dear friend, everything else takes care of itself. Oh, John, Romana, they're still working on issues in their life. Still bringing some parts of themselves home, learning how to love those parts instead of battle them. But it's happening. They're still learning how to receive their own light. But oh, they know how good life can be when you put down that sword. when you allow the solutions that you cannot see, that you cannot imagine, when you make space for them to come in. Life becomes magical, becomes graceful. And everything gets taken care of. Now, doesn't mean it's always taken care of in the way the human thinks it should be. Doesn't mean the human won't feel embarrassed sometimes. But it means that everything will get taken care of in the what turns out to be the best possible way. And in ways you can't even imagine. But you have to let go. You have to let go of all those ideas about how it should be. All of those human agendas about how your life should be. You have to switch from manifesting mode, at least as the human thinks of it, into discovery mode. Because that's how creation really works. A creator doesn't go around manifesting things, figuring out with their mind what they want and then imagining it till it shows up. Nah, doesn't work. In one of our classes, we called the mind the great anti-creator. Because when the mind thinks of something at once, the only thing it's really thinking about is how it doesn't have it and what it needs to do to get it. And that just creates more not having it. Creator lets go of all of that. Creator comes back into this now moment and discovers what it has created, what he or she has created. The creator plays with that in this moment. It doesn't say, oh, you're ugly. I didn't mean to create you. It just plays with what's here in this moment. The creator knows that in the next moment, there'll be something new. And he or she plays with that, discovers that. Instead of battling with it, instead of asking, why did I create that? A real creator shines this light on it. Says, who are you? Come play with me. And in the next moment, it's something new. And new, and new, and new. The human says, but I wanted that. Picks up its sword again. And the next moment is something old. And old, and old, and old, and old. Because that's what happens when the mind tries to create. So, put that sword down. Come into the moment and meet your creation and play with it. It's almost the new year. 2024. 8. The year of mastery. That's what you're coming into. Oh, you're going to see the world in more chaos than ever. And if you hold on to your human agendas and to your battles, you're going to see your own life in more chaos than ever. So step back, drop that sword, throw it away. Take a deep breath. Take your soul's hand. Ask it to show you your creation. Ask it to help you play with it. To help you discover and love you and all that you are in each moment. Step into the new year without your sword. Step into the new year as the explorer rather than the conqueror. That's a big shift for the human. The human feels like it needs to conquer everything. And in doing that, it just creates more that needs to be conquered. Become the explorer instead, the discoverer. And you're going to be amazed at what you discover. Merry Christmas. No matter what holidays you're used to, Christmas is meant to celebrate the birth of the Christ Spirit or energy or consciousness. So enjoy this celebration and welcome in the new year. Indeed, we will be back on New Year's Day with a special message for the beginning of the new year. So enjoy your holidays, and we'll see you then. And so it is.